Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video we're going to be looking at MMTLP. The S1 amended version 3 has now been released, so we're going to be looking at that and some of the key changes that have been shared, and then I'm going to be finish off by sharing with you the weekly watch list review, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from Market Watch, it states here are the odds of the stock market ending 2023 on a high note. So let's have a look at what the odds are. So according to Market Watch here, they are saying it's a 7 in 10 chance that the US stocks will rise in December. So that's potentially good news. The Dow Jones Industrial Average in December rises about 70% of the time. So again, good figures there, and hopefully that continues. We've certainly had a good November, and we need a good December as well. So in other news, what I'd like to do here is give a shout out to Elon Musk and agree with him in terms of where he stated that X is the only platform you can trust for honest information. But I think what we also need is honesty from the financial regulators, the SROs, broker dealers, because in my opinion, corruption is greater the higher up you go, and that is obviously negative, certainly from the point of view of retail investors. Let's now move on to have a look at Bitcoin. Shout out here to Watch Your Guru, who've stated that Bitcoin has just come in at $39,000. So a few days ago I tweeted that I believe Bitcoin is going to hit $40,000, and we have a look at right now, time of editing, it's just getting very close to $39,500. So great news here for crypto. Let's now have a look at the S1 released by NextBridge Hydrocarbons, and as a key reminder, this is version 3, amended version 3, but it is still not yet approved. So what I posted earlier is that the S1 is still not approved. We now have amended 3, version 3. Approximately 62% of shares are now in AST, and the company needs more to be moved, which will hopefully give us the smoking gun. So the smoking gun potentially will happen once we have proof of that imbalance. But this is the amended version 3 here. We can see released by NextBridge Hydrocarbons. So let's have a look at some of the key details and some key reminders. So we can see here highlighted in yellow at the top, this version 3 is subject to be completion dated December the 1st, 2023. So those of you looking to get Newco shares, the 60 days will not yet start, because obviously this has not yet been approved. So in terms of Mr. McCabe, just to highlight here in terms of reminder, he is the chairman of the board of directors, and obviously Clifton is still there, but Greg is now Mr. Greg McCabe is the chairman, and in terms of a reminder, his holding and his beneficiary shares represent approximately 27.8% of the outstanding shares of NextBridge Hydrocarbons shares. So obviously he is the largest shareholder. So let's now have a look at other key details. So before we look at the obviously details in terms of shares gone into AST, a reminder for people who have been asking many questions about Newco. So the formation of Newco, the back in interest and the Bronco project. So people who move their shares to AST will benefit from Newco. People who do not move their shares into AST are unable to. Obviously you will still get obviously shares in NextBridge Hydrocarbons. You'll still be entitled to them, but you will not be entitled to Newco. So in terms of problems of not being able to transfer, that's something that we will have to address further down the line, and I'm going to be having a look at the instructions for brokers shortly, so stay tuned for that. But it states here Newco will be formed in the future. So Newco, new company, basically is going to be a new subsidiary of NextBridge Hydrocarbons. So you hold AST, you get NextBridge Hydrocarbons and Newco. You don't go into AST, you just hold NextBridge Hydrocarbons. So for the purpose of owning up to 10% back in working interest, open for the Oro Grande project, exercisable following the point at time at which the proceeds for all production from all operations conducted on the Orogande projects, exclusive of royalty, overriding royalty and taxes chargeable to the working interest. So obviously that's the incentive for the shareholders to move into AST, and it is certainly what they would like to do. So let's have a look at the update in terms of the rights offering and securities offered, highlighted in yellow here. We know that the total shares just in excess of 248.8 million. So the total number of shares common stock as of the date of the prospectus, November 28, 2023, without taking into account satisfaction of the bidding period, the company estimates that approximately 155,253,829 shares of common stock are directly registered with the transfer agent, which is AST, and this makes up approximately 62% of the total number of shares outstanding. So basically we're looking at 38% of shares have not been moved over to AST. So we know already that some shares in IRAs and pension funds are not able to get through. I believe there are some brokers that are allowing that, but there are a significant number of them not allowing that. And the other key issue, I think, is European and overseas brokers who are currently, as of yet, not yet allowing AST. So that has to change. So now let's have a look at an update in terms of notice to nominees, or should we say brokers. So shout out here to Q Entertainment for highlighting this paragraph, and what we can see here highlighted in yellow: instructions to the brokers. If you are a broker, dealer, custodian, bank or other nominee holder that holds shares of Nextbridge Hydrocarbons for the account of others on the record date, which others basically means us, the private investors and shareholders, i.e. retail, you should notify the beneficial owners of the shares. So broker dealers must tell us or for whom you are the nominee of the rights offering as soon as possible to learn their intention, so learn our intention. So what basically means they need to ask us, do we want to move them to AST or keep them with the broker? And as far as I'm aware, that's not happening. I don't think brokers are moving forward to ask us, but that's what should happen. To register their shares to become record holder on the books maintained by Nextbridge Hydrocarbons transfer agent, and they should also obtain instructions from the beneficial holders of Nextbridge Hydrocarbons shop, i.e. retail investors. And if you are a registered holder of the stock, so instructs, you should complete the transfer documents provided by Nextbridge Hydrocarbons transfer agent, including delivering any physical stock certificates to the transfer agent. So this is a strong instruction here to brokers. They need to deliver our shares. They need to provide physical stock certificates where appropriate if there is an issue, but basically the broker dealers certainly seem to be providing a little bit of a hold up, and in terms of an estimate from the amount of shares not yet moved, shout out here to Meta News, who've stated that the remaining shares left to be transferred to fill the bus, 93,576,687. So that is basically our target. Once we have that, and then we will certainly get, hopefully, fingers crossed, closer to resolution. Let's now get some reactions and comments to the S1 and the problem of moving shares to AST. So the first shout out is to S1 Grey, who's stated tagging in Nextbridge Hydrocarbons and informing them that in Europe our brokers will not allow us to transfer our MMTLP Nextbridge Hydrocarbons shares to AST. We have a lot of shares waiting to transfer to AST and we will need help. So I would like the company to respond and obviously try and provide some further information and instructions on that, and we still wait for them to do that. So what Mad Clovers has stated here from his point of view is that Fidelity will not allow me to transfer mine from my 401k to a self-directed because of the account type. So mine are still awaiting, and obviously Lolly has his share count. So this is highlighting the problem that people have in retirement accounts. So I'd like Fidelity to provide an update on that. In terms of the share count comment, shout out to Junk Savvy, who stated the 155.253 million shares includes McCabe's Hudspeth shares, which is approximately 56.297 million, and the shares were exchanged for working interest just in excess of 27 million. These were issued Nextbridge Hydrocarbon shares. and therefore were registered directly from inception and are included in the 62% of outstanding shares, which was 248.8 million. And finally, shout out here to Stephen, who stated, it's obvious the main reason why it won't fill is that people are not sure if transferring is the correct thing to do. It was clear people would not get screwed over transferring, then everyone would do it. Other factors, people outside the US and retirement accounts. So I do agree there are issues transferring, there are problems transferring, and I also believe the other issue with transferring is obviously people are reluctant to transfer, so it is obviously a personal choice. You must make that personal choice with your own due diligence and research. I'd like to give a shout out to our weekly watch list. This is a review of the previous week's calls. These were shared prior to trading on the Monday, so congratulations to everybody who got into many of these stocks. So first one was SMMT, that was up 7.6% on the week. MDGL was another call, up 9.6% on the week. AUGX, that was up 8.3% on the week. AMT up 5% on the week. Edit was another call of ours, and that was up 2.5% on the week. THTX, after the dip on Monday, up 16% with an opportunity also, if you sold at peak, to get a 31% return. And in terms of some of the earning stocks that we called out, these included CRWD up 12% on the week. Snow was up 8.8% in the week, and ZS up 2.8% on the week, all reporting excellent earnings. TCBP, that was identified as a high risk stock, had a good finish on the Friday, but there was a strong sell-off, closing down 41% on the week, so not all calls are successful. And if you would like to get the next weekly watch list prior to trading on the Monday, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.